Good evening. Coming up soon in Prime7 News.
Shark attack survivor Sam Edwards plans to return to the water.
Up to 10 million litres of water will be pumped out by a new multi-million-dollar aquifer plant.
A popular fruit shop is set to shut its doors after 30 years, its owner blaming the drought.
Twin Tasmanian Devils celebrate their first birthday in style.
And $3.4 million for a new community precinct in Port Macquarie.
Plus your local weather forecast for you next.
This is Prime7 Local News with Gwynn and Karl Lijnders and Elly Wicks with your local weather forecast.
Tonight, a shark attack survivor's warning to surfers: always swim with a mate.
Drought conditions blamed for the closure of a landmark fruit store after 40 years of trade.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this News Hour, D-Day for accused rapist Jack de Belin as the NRL announces tough new rules. Sam will have the latest from Vietnam as Trump and Kim make history at Hanoi.
Now, Prime7 Local News.
Good evening. Shark attack victim Sam Edwards is warning surfers not to go in North Coast beaches by themselves.
He says his surfing buddy played a pivotal role in saving his life. Questions are now being raised about the lack of shark measures along the Byron Bay coastline.
It's remarkable that shark attack survivor Sam Edwards can even limp around. A great white biting a huge chunk from his left leg only a fortnight ago.
I'm lucky to be alive because there was a lot of blood was lost, and I think it was fairly sort of touch and go there.
Mitchell Sariovsky, Prime7 News.
After 35 years of trade, a devastated business owner has closed the doors for the last time today, leaving 11 staff members without jobs.
Mother Nature's in Coffs Harbour has been a landmark since 1984, once a busy banana distributor for local growers, but 35 years on and today marked the final day of trade. Karl, Prime7 News.
Regional New South Wales will be at the centre of a new statewide inquiry into the devastating effects of drugs in our communities. The Special Commission of Inquiry into ICE will begin next month. State political reporter Sarah Navin has more on this. Sarah, who will attend the inquiry?
Liz, if extra powers are approved by the Governor, we're expecting to hear from experts in the field: doctors, mental health specialists, law enforcement and drug addicts themselves. The Premier has acknowledged that regional communities have been among the hardest hit by the scourge. The inquiry will begin in Sydney on March 28th and public submissions will be called for from across the state.
Thanks, Sarah. Sarah Navin there.
A North Coast bus driver has spoken out about what he says is a dangerous interchange. The crowded bus stop is used by hundreds of school students every day.
Every afternoon, children from primary and high schools all around Coffs Harbour meet here. This bus stop on Harbour Drive doubles as an interchange.
After 2 decades and almost $35 million, the Nabiac water treatment plant is officially operational and pumping water into the mid-north coast.
Sparse and dry from above, but this plant is sitting on top of a water gold mine. Neve Sullivan, Prime7 News.
Police are asking for the community's help in the search for a missing Coffs Harbour man. 28-year-old Michael Mooney was last seen on Monday afternoon leaving his home in Tormina. Police say he left in his white Great Wall four-wheel drive and his phone has since been turned off. His disappearance is out of character. He's been described as being between 165 and 170 centimetres tall with a slim build. Anyone with information should contact police.
The Bureau of Meteorology has released its seasonal outlook for autumn. After the driest autumn on record last year, we're likely to see more dry conditions. The Bureau says we're in for above average temperatures and below average rainfall.
In terms of rainfall, autumn is likely to be drier than average over the eastern half of Australia, including all of New South Wales.
Temperatures are expected to be in the mid to high 20s with some coastal showers for the first week of autumn. And staying on the weather, Elly is away today, so we'll go to Karl for our weather forecast and a few showers along the coast.
Tell you where again, Liz, we're in this stagnant weather pattern. Temperatures are where they were yesterday in the mid-20s after humid night, 16 at Taree and Foster. A couple of millimetres across the coast, mainly north of Coffs Harbour. But you can see a few showers there north of Kempsey this afternoon. Some of the showers have been quite heavy at times if you've got an underneath one this afternoon with just some daytime heating. Otherwise, it's been relatively clear across the country today. Just a bit of high cloud across the inland, but that's fair weather. We are going to see the showers continue in this broad easterly wind regime that's still persisting over our region over coming days. So no real change to the weather, Liz, as we head closer to the weekend, but I'll have details on that after sport.
The all-important weekend forecast, thank you. Still to come in Prime7 News, the shocking rate of threats and violence in schools revealed.
And meet the two Tasmanian Devils celebrating their first birthday in style.
And a little later on this news hour, radical rule changes in the NRL, what it means for players including Jack de Belin and Dylan Walker. We'll bring you up to date with how crucial talks between US President Donald Trump and North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un are going in Vietnam, and who the body Elly McPherson blames for this unfortunate slip-up.
Stay in touch 24/7 at prime7.com.au.
The State Principals Association is concerned rising rates of threats and violence in schools will lead to problems filling regional leadership positions. It says it's the 8th year of depressing figures and more needs to be done to retain staff and keep them safe.
Escalating school violence, not just among students, principals being pushed to their limit. A new national survey revealed 1 in 3 were physically attacked last year.
Twin Tasmanian Devils, Phantom and Phoenix got into a bit of mischief while celebrating their first birthday. Tasmanian Devils are classified as endangered. Aussie Ark is part of a national breeding program to save the species from extinction. The pair was born last year as part of the organisation's breeding season.
So we celebrated Phantom and Phoenix's birthday today with a specially made cake, some bubbles which they loved, and some presents that we wrapped, and that was a great enrichment for them because they got to get in and amongst it and find all the meat that we had scattered throughout.
And still to come in Prime7 News, a $3.4 million election promise for 2 vital community groups.
And the best bowlers on the coast are vying for a spot.
The $50,000 jackpot.
How wonderful is that?
Will you be next to win big?
Just doing shock at the moment.
On Sunrise tomorrow.
Taree's best bowlers are getting ready to hit the big time. The annual pennants competition kicks off next week with Mid-North Coast teams vying for a spot in the state finals.
One of the biggest days on the Mid-North Coast's lawn bowls calendar is about to roll around.
Oh, what? You gotta be kidding.
The Karl Rugby Sevens are about to return to the North Coast. 480 players will arrive in Coffs Harbour tomorrow night for the start of the competition. This year has seen a huge jump in player numbers. 38 teams will play. That number is up from just 20 teams last year. 10 of those are women's sides. Play starts tomorrow night and continues all day Saturday with finals on Saturday night. Still to come in Prime7 News, what's in store for the first day of autumn? Karl will have your local weather forecast right after the break.
And in the national news, just minutes away, all the fallout from the NRL's tough new stance on players accused of breaking the law. And Kerry-Ann Kennelly pays tribute to her beloved husband, John, following his death.
Tonight's weather brought to you by McGrath Estate Agents, Coffs Harbour, Nambucca Heads and Saltaire.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the weather for the first day of autumn. We can see, again, partly cloudy conditions can be expected along the coast, but we are expecting fire dangers to be high across the region, particularly inland. Do note that fire dangers are rising through southern Victoria and parts of Queensland, a sign of things to come as we go through into early next week. So high pressure still staying in its same spot over the next few days. It will drive in showers from time to time, and that will persist into early next week. But we are going to keep an eye on a developing change around mid next week that could see winds freshen out of the west. We we do have a few more showers to come over the next few days, maybe 15 to 25 millimetres over the next 4 days north of Coffs Harbour. Heat extending inland tomorrow. We are expecting to see temperatures hit near 40 degrees in southwestern New South Wales. Very hot indeed. So with that said, we are on the other side of that high, so we're seeing temperatures quite cool. Isolated showers, partly cloudy conditions, but not a washout. Temperatures near 30 degrees by the afternoon for Grafton with an east to northeasterly breeze. We are seeing those easterlies up to 20 knots in the afternoon and waves to 2 metres in the north and getting up to around 1 metre in the south. Saturday, finally going to see some clearance in the south. We'll have partly cloudy conditions in the north with a few showers. But those showers will be mostly in the morning and again at night. So again, no washouts are expected across our Saturday and indeed our Sunday. We are looking at plenty of cloud in the mornings and the evenings, but the bulk of the day should be dry with temperatures in the mid-20s. Plenty of sunshine inland though, with the showers thinning out a bit. We will see the showers continue into early next week, though maybe some clearance around about Wednesday next week, Liz, with a new high moving in.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Karl. And that's all we have time for tonight. You can join the debate on tonight's stories on Facebook.
And watch the top stories on our website. Daniel Gibson standing by with your 6:30 news. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow.